Welcome to the first match, guys. The AT, it's freaking back. I am so excited. I am Casper. I'm here commentating with Alec. I'm going to get us started right off the bat here. Tissue has come in with a standard Minotaur Rush at 0. They're going triple Sleipnir, Moa, double Jackdaw, Loki, double Kieran, and an Orthrus. Alec, you want to talk us through what initiative it brought?
Initiative looks to be doing an armor comp centered around 3 Tempest fleet issues, very heavy hitting battleships. I really like their choice of logistics. That is the Rodiva, the Tech 1 Triglavian. Links are up. We're about to get going. For links, they've got a Pontifex, some tackle, and importantly, bombers. I think comp-wise, those bombers are a weak point that those Sleipnirs will absolutely devour if they can get on top of them. And here we go.
Yeah, the Tissue, as expected with this Minotaur Rush team with Sleipnirs and autocannons, are hammering in. It looks like they're going to go for a Tempest fleet first, while Tissue's Sleipnir, Blood of Gods, is getting nailed with the Tempest fleets.
Looks like the Sleipnirs are concentrating their fire on Darkshines here. They're working through his armor pretty quickly. Oh, he is really getting shredded. Those bombers are taking some fire. It looks to be primarily from drones or perhaps some autocannons and fall off. They're not taking a ton of damage.
Oh,
but I say that Apollo is about to drop.
The Jackdaws. The Jackdaws are going for the Purifiers rather smartly, making the Logi have to choose whether to keep that Tempest fleet up or the bombers. So the Jackdaws are really, really cool about making your Logi choose to split damage and picking off the lower frigs.
Oh, and it's really cost them here. They've lost one stealth bomber, about to lose another, and Darkshines is dropping. The damage coming off of these Sleipnirs is unbelievable. And there's the first battleship down for initiative.
This puts Tissue in a pretty commanding lead right here. The Sleipnir is still tanking. The Kierans are repping incredibly well, mixed with the active tank of Sleps. It looks like they're going to split damage again, going for a Tempest fleet issue with their heavy core, and then a Vengeance and a Purifier with their Jackdaws.
Oh, that Tempest fleet issue in deep armor. If that thing goes down, those Kierans are definitely going to be able to keep up the Sleipnirs, no problem. The Vengeance also taking some serious damage. That's an important bit of their screening. Now the Tempest fleet issue. Oh, there he goes. And they haven't even traded a single Sleipnir in return. This is an unbelievable upset in the making.
Tissue is absolutely dunking right now. You know, the Rodvia only has 1 rep, so it has to keep on this Tempest fleet issue, while the frigates are just getting torn apart by the lower end Jackdaw and the Orthrus.
And the concentrated reps from the Rodiva do not seem to be paying off. These Sleipnirs are putting out incredible amounts of damage. They're just pushing through that bonus rep. The Tempest fleet issue, the one remaining now in half armor. He is dropping slowly now. It could be potentially a reload for the Sleipnirs, but they're making up for it with this Vengeance. It is about to drop. It's down. The bomber is surely sure to follow soon. The Tempest now, he's resumed taking damage. He's dipped below half. Meanwhile, the Sleipnir of Blood of Gods is practically at full shields. He is fully recovered from this.
It looks like you might have gotten ASB reload off. And, you know, just in typical Tissue form, there is already smack talk going on in local over here. So, you know, just like on TQ, they're still the same players. We all know and love, question mark. But this is a pretty commanding showing from Tissue. They absolutely played this well. They split their damage correct. They saw the disadvantage of the Rudvia not being able to split reps, and they played this to absolute perfection.
Yeah, the Rodiva, it's got a powerful single rep, but these Sleipnirs are making short work of the one remaining Tempest fleet issue, despite being under that bonus strip. You can see it pulling back big chunks of the Tempest hit points, but it's not going to matter at this point. He's bleeding structure. Even if they keep a sliver of armor, it's not going to matter. He's down. That is probably the match for Tissue. I do not see a path to victory for them here.
They did extremely well keeping their Sleipnirs together. Autocannon Sleipnirs have like very low range for their damage, and you can kind of screen them apart one by one and really alleviate damage. But the Sleipnirs actually did really well flying together, sticking in a group, and going target to target like a big wolf pack. So again, they flew very, very well, kind of setting the bar for the rest of the teams coming up.
Yeah, one of the Sleipnirs early in the match looked like he was going to fly past the Tempest fleet issues, and they corralled him back so they could focus fire on the same target. That was probably a game-winning call.
What do you think about the Rudvia here? It doesn't get shown that often, and you know, with the heavy HP of the Tempest fleets, maybe that was their thought. They could keep it up, but what are your thoughts on that?
I'd like the Rediva early pick, as you know, its rep is extremely powerful and it's relatively tough itself. You can see them now starting to put damage on it, and it's tanking relatively okay. But I think the Tissue Fleet reacted perfectly to this by splitting damage and taking advantage of the Rediva's one weakness. It can only put its rep on one thing at a time. So it can keep one target that's being primaried up really well. It can keep itself up relatively well, but it can't keep track of damage split throughout the fleet. And it made him choose between these Tempest fleet issues and the rest of their support fleet. And unfortunately, there was no right choice there.
Yeah, being that it is just cleanup, I think, if initiative has, they were to go back and try to do this again, I think a better play here would have, obviously you have your vengeance for tackle, get one Sleipnir away, and then I think you have to throw away your command desi to get another one and split up these Sleipnirs so they can't concentrate their DPS so well.
And that's the match. Congratulations, Tissue. You've broken a lot of hearts out there in the chat.
Yeah, and with that, we will pass it back to Laz and Co at the desk.